Hi, my name is Sadie, and my topic is hiring and supporting autistic employees. The first question is why this matters. Why my classmates and peers should care about supporting autistic employees is because it promotes diversity and inclusion in the workplace, which benefits everybody. Current systems can be improved to better support autistic job seekers, and leaders can implement more inclusive and effective hiring and management practices. How might this show up in my peers' future careers? In future careers, you might work with or even manage an autistic colleague. And so understanding how to support them creates a positive, productive environment for both of you. What is at stake if a leader or leaders choose to ignore this topic? Ignoring this can lead to missed opportunity of talented individuals and even legal risks for companies. A workplace that lacks innovation and empathy is not one that many people would like to be a part of. Number 2, the issue. What exactly is the problem or challenge? The main challenge that autistic individuals often face are barriers in getting hired and succeeding at work due to misunderstandings about autism and lack of proper support. There is a lack of manager training, and there are bad stereotypes of autistic employees that make it hard for them to thrive or even work in the workplace environment. Define key terms. ASD, Autistic Spectrum Disorder, is a developmental condition that affects communication, social interaction, and sometimes sensory processing. Differences like autism are natural variations of a human brain. Reasonable accommodations and adjustments employees can make to help autistic employees perform their best, like flexible schedules or a quiet workplace, can make a big impact. Share relevant statistics. As you can see above, there are 2 charts. Autistic adults have an unemployment rate about 80%, showing a significant gap in employment opportunities. Now, for them, it's not that they don't want jobs, it's that they can't get the opportunity to be hired because of stereotypes and hiring differences. Research also shows that workplace embracing autistic employees experience increased creativity and problem skills. Question 3, the research. What does the research say about this issue? In Autism in the Workplace, page 1, a quote that I took from the research is much of this is due to lack of information and understanding of autism. Another reason for the challenges facing individuals with autism in the workplace is what we call soft skills. These refer not to the abilities and skills someone needs to complete a specific job, but instead some of the more ambiguous qualities that employers often seek in their candidates. Soft skills include communication and interpersonal skills, the ability to accept feedback, work collaboratively, manage your time, and etc. Of course, autism spectrum disorders are characterized in part by difficulties in social interaction and verbal and nonverbal communication, putting someone with autism at a disadvantage. Are there common misconceptions or stereotypes? Yes, common misconceptions include the idea that autistic people lack empathy, are not social, or are all geniuses. Stereotypes often portray autistic people as being unable to work or needing constant supervision. What patterns show up across organizations or industries? Patterns include a lack of understanding of autistic needs in flexible work environments and focus on social skills over job performance. Some organizations are starting to implement autism-friendly hiring practices and workplace accommodations. Number 4, this is actually a problem. The real challenges. What tension or conflict does this create in teams? Some tensions or conflicts in teams often arise from misunderstanding about communication styles, sensory sensitivities, or different workplace approaches that autistic employees might have. What do people complain about or resist? People may complain or resist because they fear change, do not understand autism well, or fear that it might slow down the workflow. People often have a mindset that an autistic worker could create extra work for them and be a problem to the team. What makes this genuinely difficult for leaders to navigate? Leaders might find it difficult to navigate because they must balance the team dynamics, individual needs, and productive goals. They might not have the time and research to give or put in extra for employees with autism. When do well-meaningful efforts go wrong? Well-meaningful efforts can go wrong when assumptions are made about what autistic employees need, leading to ineffective time and waste of valuable employees. Efforts might focus on only compliance rather than genuine inclusion. Number 5, the business case, the ethical case. Business case. How does this impact performance, renovation, innovation, reputation, and legal risk? For the business case, hiring and supporting autistic employees can improve performance by bringing in diverse problem-solving skills and new perspectives. It can also boost innovation through unique viewpoints, enhance reputation as an inclusive employer, and reduce legal risks related to discrimination. The ethical case. Why is this simply the right thing to do? Simple. The right thing. It is simply the right thing to do because everyone deserves an equal opportunity and the chance to contribute regardless of their differences. Number 6, actionable strategies. What can leaders actually do about this? The action step that a leader can take is educating themselves and their teams about autism. They may use different communication styles, sensory sensitivity, and enforce strengths autistic individuals bring to the workplace. Give 3 to 5 specific concrete strengths. First, a leader can provide clear and consistent communication. They can use written instruction and visual aids when possible. Second, they can offer a flexible work arrangements. This might include options from remote work, flexible hours, or even just quieter workplaces. Next, they can create a sensory-friendly environment, minimizing bright lights, noises, and strong smells, providing noise-canceling headphones or just designated quiet spaces. How do you address the pushbacks or concerns? You might address concerns openly and honestly, providing education and training education about autism. Being open with your team would make you a better leader, and acknowledging these things will make the workplace better for autistic employees and other employees. Number 7, implementations and examples. How would you actually implement these strategies? I would make a designated space and educate my employees on what autistic people need to thrive in a workplace. I would have frequent meetings and one-on-ones of what my autistic employees might need or change that would help them in their workplace. What are common obstacles and how do you overcome them? Very common obstacles are lack of awareness and resistance to change. You can overcome these obstacles by providing education and building a supportive team. Lead on instead of pretending it doesn't exist. A leader would acknowledge and address the needs of an autistic employee directly, not ignoring it or downplaying their experiences in the workplace. So like I said, a one-on-one with them and seeing how they need to change to succeed at their job is a step that a good leader might take to include and work alongside of an autistic employee. Thank you very much.